Today we are heading to Matunga to compare the three Udipi restaurants there, Ramashraya, Cafe Madras and Amba Bhavan. We are going to compare the coffee and the idli vada sambar in each of these places and see which turns out to be the best among all three. I'm going to give you my personal take as being a local in Matunga on what I feel about them, and let's see something interesting on the way. Welcome to Unmapped. It's quite cheap. This is 200 grams or 250 rupees.
So Amba Bhavan is one of those rustic, still stuck in time Matunga Udipis where the staff still wears these traditional Indian dhotis underneath their uniforms, and the menu is still not on the wall. There are no QR codes. It's just very simple. Most of the waiters know you by name, and the menu has not changed in the last 70 or 80 years for sure. You will not see any lot of lines outside Amba Bhavan. It's not one of those places that's quite famous like the other places that we are going to see today. But being a Matunga native from my birth, I can specifically say that Amba Bhavan is rustic and iconic places in Matunga that you can go to have your South Indian food. They still serve their chai in this traditional, you can see here, Indian glass. I have this set of very regular loyal customers who have been visiting the restaurant since the last 40-50 years and swear by it on a daily basis. And these people, you might casually see someone wearing a Rolex here or coming in a 1.5 crore GLE or something like that. Now ordered idli vada sambar. You can see it's just come fresh out of the kitchen. Let's give the vada a try. So traditionally we break the vada by hand like this, and we are going to dip it in the chutney. This bite. Yeah, so it's really fresh and it's very thick. The coating, or you can see the layer outside is pretty thin. You can see there. And overall, I would rate this vada to be around 7 out of 10. With the sambar, it makes it around 8 out of 10. Now let me give the idli a try. The idli is very fresh. I think it's hot. And the different thing about the idli here in Amba Bhavan is that they put rava inside it. So when you see the idli, you will see these specks or dots. That is a different take on the way they make the idlis in Amba Bhavan. It's very different compared to the other idli joints that we'll be visiting today. So always remember that in Amba Bhavan you will have these idlis with these grainy kind of, nearly like a powdery kind of texture. It really makes it very distinct in Matunga. All in all, I think the idli vada sambar here is a solid 7 on 10. So we have now ordered the filter coffee. Let us give the filter coffee a try, and let me tell you how I feel it is compared to the others. And one tip I can give you is that always take your filter coffee without sugar. That really brings out the coffee flavor, but I mean, it's your own choice. I've ordered the standard, which is filter coffee without sugar. So Krishna is mixing coffee here the traditional way, the way it is mixed originally in south of India, and this brings out the taste of the coffee really. So if you ever go to such a South Indian restaurant, make sure your waiter mixes the coffee in such a way. So let's give the coffee a try. Oh wow, it's really fresh, and it's not diluted that much with milk, just the way I like it. You feel the flavor of filter coffee coming right through, and the foam on top gives you a distinct kind of a texture to the coffee as well. And these are the small cups in which it is served. So all in all, I think I would give this coffee a 7 out of 10. For how much? I think coffee is for 30 rupees. So it's quite reasonable when it comes to its price. I will just give you a shot of the menu so that you can see the menu for yourself. So that was Amba Bhavan, a solid 7 out of 10. The vadas were good, the idlis are the best. The coffee I might say is okay.
We were then informed by one of the waiters that there was a Bharatnatyam event going on in this mandir next to the restaurant, so we decided to take a look.
And I hope you enjoyed the Bharatnatyam dance. It just shows the culture and the rich tradition that is there in Matunga right here. And we are now heading to the next joint. So we are now heading to Ramashraya to try out the same thing there. And we are going to get there and tell you how it is. So we are in Ramashraya right now, and we have ordered the same thing. We have ordered the idli vada sambar and filter coffee. Filter coffee we will have after having the idli vada sambar. So I'm going to compare this place with the rest of the two places and see whether the sambar here and the quality here is better than Madras Cafe or Amba Bhavan. The rush here is unbelievable. Even though it's a weekday evening, we still had to wait for 5 minutes in the line. So if you're coming here on the weekends, make sure you're early and not having somewhere to go, because it's going to take you at least 30 minutes to get a table. Idli vada or sambar? So Ramashraya is one of the oldest Udipi restaurants in Matunga, and I think it's the most famous in Matunga. It has a couple of branches now. I think they have come up quite recently, but this is the OG one. It's non-AC. It doesn't really have any kind of amenities that a normal modern Udipi restaurant does. It's still in its nostalgic area or in a nostalgic building. And you can try the ghee podi idli and the other dishes which are unique here. But I would recommend you try the basics. So there it is. There is our idli and vada. You can see the crisp medu vada and looking idli. I think it's just fresh out of the steamer. We have a sambar and we have the chutney and we have the extra sambar and chutney. So you don't need to really pay. Medu vada here is very, very, very fresh, and it's really hot. It's very crisp and very light. It's nearly like a sponge, you can see here. So we're going to dip it in the chutney. You can see the... Oh yeah. The vada, the medu vada here is a solid 9 out of 10. It's much better than Amba Bhavan. And it's very soft, fluffy and light. I don't think so it's that heavy, even though it's deep fried. Can you see how soft the idli is? Can you see how soft it is? So the idli is not hot right now, I think, compared to Amba Bhavan. So if you see here, the consistency of this idli is very different to Amba Bhavan. It is much more bouncier and thinner and much more spongier, and it does not have those big grainy texture, semolina or rava inside it. It is a distinct taste. I would recommend you have it with your hand if you are here in Ramashraya. Please don't use a spoon or a fork. Yeah, so the sambar here is pretty runny. It is really tastier though. Amba Bhavan sambar was much more thicker. I would rate the sambar to be quite good, and it's not on the sweeter side. And the chutney that you can see, the chutney that you can see is very grainy and it's pure. You can see it's only coconuts, rye and some dal, I think so. And the chutney and sambar are a solid 9 on 10 as well. Now let's wait for the coffee and see how the coffee is. Call me a savage, but I have the sambar like I have my cup of tea. I have it by catching the vessel directly. Oh yeah, that hits. Told him to get us a small cup of sheera to taste. So sheera is this, what do you say? Sheera is this Indian dessert which is made out of semolina and ghee. It's the savory version of sheera is also called as upma. You can see here the sheera is drenching in ghee, and this is a pineapple sheera, so it has chunks of pineapple inside it. You can see the chunks of pineapple inside it, and the sheera is really, really tasty. I mean, it's a meal in itself. So if you come to Ramashraya, make sure to try the pineapple sheera for sure. Oh yeah, that's like really tasty.
You waited half an hour,
Yeah, it is really tasty though. You can see the pineapple sheera right there. If you order a normal quantity, you'll get the whole thing, but we have ordered just a taster to taste the sheera because it's really heavy and we have to do a lot of shoots today, so we can't afford to have a sheera at every place. Oh yeah, this is gold, yellow gold. We just ordered the filter coffee. You can see we have ordered it with a little bit of extra milk in case it's a little stronger. So let me give it a try.
Ramashraya?
Oh yeah, the coffee here is much more crisper. I think it's roasted fresh. So the way they make coffee here is they make it using a filtering process. I will show you the vessel in which they do the filtering. It takes overnight. The whole process takes a night for sure. And what you get in the end is something called as a drip coffee. And the coffee here is much more different than the instant coffee that we are used to having. And the same thing, they serve it in the same kind of a dabra vessel. The coffee is really tasty. So the place lives up to its hype. It is a solid 9 out of 10 on the food as well as the coffee. And I don't think so it's a hyped place at all. It deserves its place in the top 10 Mumbai South Indian food eateries. So do give Ramashraya a visit. And now we are heading off to Madras Cafe, and let's see how the food and the coffee is there. People who have been staying in Matunga for a very long time, we call Madras Cafe to be a place where only tourists go. People who are visiting Matunga from out of town or from different other parts of Mumbai. So let's go to Madras Cafe. It's a very tiny joint, does not really have that much space to sit. We are going to have the idli, vada, sambar and the coffee in Madras Cafe and see whether it lives up to its hype and how well does it compare to the other restaurants in Matunga. So we are in Cafe Madras right now. It is the most famous Udipi restaurant of Matunga. It is known for its dosas, especially the set dosa and the kuppa masala dosa. By the medu vada with the idli and the coffee. The coffee is again going to be filter coffee as we had everywhere else. That's standard. The way they serve the filter coffee here is standard in all the 3 Matunga South Indian joints. And let me show you when the food arrives.
So the idli vada is here. You can see the vada is very fresh and golden and crisp. The idli seems to be very steaming, and you can see the steam on the spoon. It's steaming and it's fresh. So the sambar is vibrant orange in color, and the chutney seems to be very fresh as well. It's pure coconut, and it is pure coconut and lentils. It's not that spicy though. You can just see the consistency of the chutney. So it's a really good chutney. And then the sambar also is a pretty thin sambar, standard of Matunga. Let me try the vada and show you how it is. Can you see how crisp and golden the exterior is and white and fluffy the interior is? If you dip it with the chutney, it's godsend. So let me give the vada a try. Oh yeah. Okay. So the consistency of this vada is the same as Ramashraya. It is soft, nearly like a pillow, and not that heavy, not that oily. You can see that there is some grease at all. Yeah, it's great. I would rate the vada to be a 9 on 10, if not a 10 on 10. Yeah, 10 on 10 for sure. So dip it with the chutney. Oh yeah, that's really good. Now let me try the idli. So the idli here also is soft. You can see how fresh it is. It is just melting in the hand. I'm gonna pour some chutney on top of it and have it like a true Matunga. Oh yeah. Yeah, the idli is a 10 on 10 also. I think this is the best medu vada and idli that we have had so far. And right now, preliminary marks, I would give Cafe Madras the number 1. Number 1 out of Amba Bhavan and Ramashraya. Let me give the sambar a try. The sambar here is the most authentic sambar we have had till now. It does not really have any sweetness as such. It is slightly on the tangier side. Yeah, chutney is really fresh. You can really distinctly taste the coconut inside. I think I would rate both of it to be 10 on 10. Yeah, the best that we have had today. Now let me order the coffee. Please here. Let me give you my first-hand experience on how the coffee is. It's here. It's served in the same dabra wahi here. Okay, so the coffee is behind Ramashraya. I think Ramashraya is much better when it comes to the coffee. This coffee is a little less of the coffee decoction inside it, but it is really good. It's better than Amba Bhavan though. I would rate the coffee to be 7 on 10. Yeah, so overall I think Madras Cafe is the right place to come if you want to have food, South Indian food. But for coffee, I would recommend you to go to Ramashraya. So let me finish this coffee and meet you outside.
We are just outside the store in Madras Cafe. I'm going to show you how the coffee is really made and what is the process that they do. So I'm going to show you the vessel in which the coffee is made. This Mr. here, he's been in Madras Cafe since the last 30 years. So he's going to demonstrate to us how the filter coffee is really made.
पहले फिल्टर कॉफी डालें 3 चम्मच डाल दें सर
3 चम्मच
जी 3 चम्मच डाल के ना ढक्कन लगाने के सर ये ढक्कन लगाने के सर ढक्कन लगाने के बाद है ना सर छोटा सा ग्लास गर्म पानी डालने का गर्म पानी इधर तक भरने के सर एक जगह करके फुल नहीं करेंगे सर इधर तक भरने का ये भरने के बाद है ना ये ढक्कन लगाने के सर पूरा बंद नहीं करने का थोड़ा ओपन रखने का सर ऐसा ऐसे थोड़ा गैप रखने का सर ये 15 मिनट ऐसा रखने का 15 मिनट सर 15 मिनट के बाद इसको पुश करेंगे सर पुश करेंगे पुश करने के बाद ब्लैक कॉफी आएगा आपको इसमें ब्लैक कॉफी आएगा सर इसमें ब्लैक
इसको डिकॉशन भी बोलते हैं
जी डिकॉक्शन बोलते हैं ना सर एक कैसा आपको दूध में मिक्स करेंगे सर आपको स्ट्रांग मांगते ज़्यादा डालो लाइट मांगते कम डालो इसमें से ब्लैक कॉफी करने के क्या करना थोड़ा लिक्विड थोड़ा ज़्यादा लेने का इसमें गर्म पानी डालने का ब्लैक कॉफी हो जाएगी सर इसका
650 एंड कौन सा कॉफ़ी डालते हैं बताएंगे आप जरा
ये वाला फिल्टर कॉफी सर
Okay, this is the filter coffee powder that you put here. So, Mr. आपका नाम? Mr. Venkatesh Kamath explained to us right now. So, what you do is you open up the vessel from top and you put the coffee inside here. You remove the plunger. Then you keep the plunger from top, pour hot water over it, and then it drips down into the vessel below. And over one day, you can make कितने cup of coffee बनेगा इसमें?
इसमें 5-6 कप आराम से
At least 5 or 6 cup of coffee. And this bag, can you see here the coffee? The coffee here is compared to instant coffee is quite cheap. This is 200 grams for 250 rupees. So if you want to make this filter coffee at home, make sure you come to Madras Cafe and you buy this vessel. Can you see how aesthetic it looks? It's made out of brass. And buy the coffee powder. It's made out of steel and it is covered or plated with the golden covering outside. It looks really good. And you buy the powder and you make the coffee at home. Right, so that was my Matunga Udipi tour for you guys. We visited Ramashraya, we visited Madras Cafe, we visited Amba Bhavan. So what do I have to say about all three places? I would say that Amba Bhavan is one of those places in Matunga or the restaurants in Matunga which still has its old charm left. It's very rustic. Things have not really changed in the last 20, 30 or even 50 years. The food, when you have it fresh and when you have it hot, is all right. I would rate Amba Bhavan to be the third best place in Matunga to visit if you want to have good South Indian food. I would rate the second best place to be Ramashraya. I think the coffee was the best coffee that we had today. The food was all right. I would recommend you to visit Ramashraya for the coffee, especially when it is not that crowded. Then I think number one would be Cafe Madras, undoubtedly, hands down. The food was great, the vadas were the best, the coffee was all right. So if you are coming to Matunga, I would recommend you head to Cafe Madras. It is worth the hype and it lives up to it. And you can try the coffee in Ramashraya and the food at Cafe Madras. Do give the tuppa dosa a try. I think it's the most recommended thing that is there in that restaurant. So that was a Matunga local's take on the famous Udipi food here. And I think I showed you some glimpses of the cultural heritage that Matunga has. There was a very nice Bharatnatyam event going on in Astika Samaj, which is the old colorful or rang-biranga mandir which is there, or temple which is there in Matunga. And those women, they were dancing impeccably. So do give Matunga a visit if you are ever in Mumbai. Visit the temple, visit all the 3 joints that I showed you, and do like and subscribe. I am Mukund and this is Unmapped, and I hope you enjoyed this video. We will meet in the next one. Peace out.